Hi again. For this time I want to share with you another project that I have here in front of my house, and it's regarding a bouquet of flowers, and right behind them I have here a little friend that it's hiding, which is our little friend for our kids here on the street. It's like a focal point. It's a little dragon that it's hiding behind this kind of bush of flowers. It's you can imagine a story around this project, but if you don't want to think too much, you can just enjoy with the look of the project itself, which is absolutely amazing. I have realized this one from pieces of unwanted items that I had them in my house, for which probably I will see that I can just throw them away, but I didn't, so I reused them. I gave them another life, so as you can see, it's going to look great and improves absolutely amazing my space here, as I said, in front of my house. So we have here few items that I will give you more information during this video, but at this moment you can just enjoy with the look of it. The colors are absolutely amazing and they look very natural, most likely. So I will show you the way that I have created this type of design and this type of project. And of course, if you have the willingness and time and a little bit imagination, you can just create your own. So let's see how have I finished this project. I started my project using old rim, and I used this rim as a base to give strength to the structure, in which I inserted some metal poles that they will become later the leaves and the flowers. And here I attached few other small poles together to create the feeling that it's a leaf. I tied them with leftover wires, and I placed them together, as I said, in this rim, which I filled with stones to make sure that the base is very strong and heavy. I will continue to use the styrofoam and chicken wire to create the body for the plant and give the volume to the structure as well. So as you can see here from the poles, because they were not long enough, I have attached other wires and gave them the shape that I wanted. And this is the metal structure for this entire project. Because it's very heavy and very large, you must have a very strong metal structure, and you can build on top of it as much as you wish. So next time I will show you the way that I can use styrofoam and the chicken wire to give even a better shape for my project. So here is so far the way that my project looks now. As you can see, I have covered with cement most of the project. I let it dry because I needed the structure to be strong to add more cement for the end part of the flowers and for the leaves. I needed to have a strong structure because the end part, if I'm adding the cement, if it's wet still, it's going to break and is not going to hold the heavy part, the heavy end of the flower or the leaf. So here it's at this stage the project, it's a little bit chaotic now. You cannot see much kind of from the idea, but definitely is going to start to look together by the time I'm going to place all the flowers that I prepare them to be attached to this project. Now, to show you how you can use the cement when you have a little bit mesh, the one that I have here for this leaf, I have here just this cement kind of runny composition, and I have 2 parts cement, 2 parts sand, 1 part cement. I just purchased it from Home Depot. The formula is in the bag, no problem, just add the water as much as you like. So in this case you have to add little by little on the project and let it penetrate. Just take your time, don't be in rush. It's a way of, as I said, always to spend your time in a pleasant way. And just when you have enough quantity, you can just come here with a spatula and just try to push gently through the wire to have this entire piece covered. So this is the way that I've done it for all my project, every single part of it. If you think that it's too heavy at one point, you have too much cement for one part of the project, then let it dry and you can come later when it's strong enough to hold the rest of the weight that you are adding with the cement. So next part I will just add the flowers, and you will see now little by little that the project starts to have like a normal way of looking for a bunch of flowers, and definitely will be an enjoyment for me to finish this project as soon as possible. So here I have some ideas to create the flowers for the project, and here I have, for example, a sprinkle that I don't use it anymore. I'm going to place it on one of the poles, and I will just change the color for it to make it look like indeed like a flower. Here you can use a spare shower head that I have. Again, you can just place this one on one of the poles, and after that you can just add a little bit more design or details if you wish, or leave it the way that it is, the shape, and just cover it in a desired color as well. Also, you can use any other spares parts that you have from a lamp, for example this one, which is a glass one, and you can just cover it with cement, or you can just leave it the way it is and you can just cover with a desired color again. Other way that you can create flowers from nothing almost is for spare parts that you have, like leftover different kind of parts that you have in your garage or wherever you can get them from, and just tie them together and create like a shape of a flower, and you can add more details by the way that you are going to work further with the cement. And of course this is going to be covered in cement, and again use different like mosaic glass or ceramic to cover the piece. Also, I have here from a Damigiana to clean the big Damigiana. I don't use it anymore. It's something that I can throw it away, but I'm not going to do this. I'm just going to recycle this piece. I have other two spare brushes here. I'm going to attach them with a wire and create kind of a flower again, give them a better look using the cement and like a milk, a very watery cement composition, and after that I can just change the color the way that I want it. For the main flower that I have for the project, which is a calla lily, I have created this shape already, and I'm going to show you how you can do it yourself if you wish to go for this kind of design. So as you can see here, I have a filter from the hood that I'm not using it anymore. I just want to reuse this piece. I don't want to throw it away, and I found that it's a very good shape and size for the project that I'm working on. So basically you can just turn the shape of this aluminum part here, very easy, and just make the shape of the lily color that you are looking for. So just a little bit bend it and try to bring them together as it is a flower. And after you will just get close to the shape that you're looking for the calla lily, you can just, as you can see here, you can just use a piece of metal, any spare metal that you have. And here I'm using a wire which is very reliable, and I found that it's very useful as well for my project. It's from the old hang-on, that a wire one that I'm not using it anymore. So I'm just using this part of the wire, and has already a good shape for me. I'm going just to make a very good length for the part, and this one I will bend it straight, and that is going to create this loop that I'm having here and insert it here, and that is going to make me insert the big flower, which becomes very heavy by the time I'm working with the cement and the mosaic on it, and bend it around the main part here of the flower. To make sure that when I will use the cement is going to stick well, it's like a kind of, instead of mesh, I'm using another piece of wire that I bent it all the way around the big wire that is going to be the center of the flower, and that is going to be filled up with cement. And here as well I'm going to fill up with cement as well to cover it and to make a strong structure for the flower. The part that I have here with the wires are going to be inserted in the tube that I have already in a project. So after that I can just cement the part here all the way around to make sure that entire structure stays very strong in place. To use the cement, I'm having here 2 parts sand, 1 part cement, and it's going to be this kind of consistency, which is kind of peanut butter jelly consistency, and that is because I need to be very light runny, because I need to get the cement through the holes here of the mesh that I have for the flower. I will let it dry for probably 24-hour period to make sure that entire structure is very strong. And after that I will come with the mosaic pieces of ceramic or the glass to create the feeling that the flower has a natural look like you have everywhere in the nature. So I'm going to continue for each of the flowers to build up the body for each of them and create the entity for each of them, and after they will be done I'll just insert them in the poles that are already in the body of the project, and go from that part further with my project. Also, if it happens that you have an old lamp that you don't need it anymore, you can recycle that one using this type of flower. Imagine that this was a lamp with some crystals hanging all the way around. It's an old-fashioned one. I don't like it anymore, so I'm going to recycle for my project. So basically I just bent some, again, hanging wire around here. As you can see, was the bulb, and I'm covering the bulb part here with a little bit lid that I have from another spare part of the lamp, and I'm going to just color this one. I'm thinking to make this one like a bright yellow, the bars here black, and those ones like orange or red, to get that feeling that it's a strong large flower in my bouquet. Again, you can use your imagination. Any spare parts that you have, you can combine them, or you can use them by themselves, and you can just create a desired design for your project. So to attach the beads here, we have a few options. I have here like clear ones, or this green color. So you just need to use some glue. It doesn't matter which kind. I'm using this one, the clear one. So I will just put a big drop here, and I will just attach one of the beads. So they will just glue on this kind of leaf that I'm trying to represent, and after they are dry, you can just come over and grout the beads. To grout the beads, I have here already white grout, in which I have dropped some of this color to mimic the green color for the leaf, and I will just come and just put on top after was dried, of course, and let it for 10-15 minutes until sets on the project here. And after that you can come with a wet cloth and just wipe off the whatever is too much for the project. So just leave the pieces of the glass or the beads clean. After you'll finish this process, you have to wait another 24-hour period, and you have to seal entire piece with this kind of sealer or any other one, but must be sealed. And why? Because you are keeping outside this product, and of course rain, winter is going to affect the colors on the project. So I will finish to create the leaf here, and I'm going to show you the finished look of my project. Here is the finished look of my leaf, and this is one of them. As you can see, I have a bunch of them actually here for the entire piece, and I'm absolutely pleased with the way that the project looks now. As you can see also here, behind the other leaf, I have a dragon's head that is hiding from this bouquet of flowers, and it's absolutely very, very funny to look at. And here I have a flower that I have created using pieces of the middle part of the CDs or DVDs. I cut them round, and I put them in a cement, and I've covered with pieces of ceramic. Here I have another flower that I have for which I have used brushes to just clean the bottles, the big ones, which I don't need them anymore. So I put them in a liquid cement, and I just gave them a little bit more consistency, and after that I painted them. At the top I have another flower that I have used a garden sprinkle that I'm not using it anymore, so I just wanted to give it another chance. And here I have the calla lilies that I have mentioned before, and I showed you how you can make them. So those are absolutely the focal point of this entire piece, and that are absolutely amazing and very unusual. Here I have another flower for which I have used a bunch of wires that I have inserted them in a cement, and I painted them, and now they have this look like another beautiful flower from my garden. Over here I have used few cups from which I have cut the handles, and together I put them with cement, and I have created another flower here. And here I have a lamp, an old one that's of course supposed to be thrown away, but I didn't, and I have used this one to create this large flower as well. And here underneath I have few other leaves, and I have here another focal point for other cups that I have used the handles, different cuts, and I have created this coloration at the base of my entire project. Now for entire piece, as you have seen already, I have used many unwanted pieces, and together I have created this beautiful ensemble. If you think that you wish to create your own, you can go for this large piece. For example, this is over 7 foot tall, but of course you can go even for smaller ones. It doesn't matter. If you have the willingness and time, you can do it on your own. And here I have my little dragon that is hiding behind the entire piece, and for the kids from my street it's like a focal point to come and see it and enjoy with it. So that is the story of this bouquet of flowers, that they are hiding the dragon behind them. So if you wish to get others ideas regarding the gardening or food or your cement or your cinder blocks or your statues, or working with cement different ways, big vases, you can just check on my channel, and gladly I can get back to you with answers that you are looking for maybe. So again, for me it was absolutely a pleasure finishing this project, and now that I have it here in front of my house, I'm very pleased with it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm wishing you truly a very good day. Goodbye.